Oh, good morning. I'm in the shed and it's raining. Now I was on the plot, I was cutting up sweet corn stalks, putting it into the compost and doing that sometimes in the dry, sometimes a bit in the drizzle. But now it is actually raining heavier. Let me show you. I don't know if it's going to come up on camera, but hopefully you can hear it. Lovely rain. I know it's a pain, because I can only do limited stuff, but it is really needed. So I thought I'd take a break in the shed. So I've changed this area today. I moved these little picture ones and I put in this little blackboard. So I'm happy with how that looks. Now I've put in a little bit of extra lighting in the shed. You probably think you don't need lighting in the shed. I don't have a solar hookup, but at the top here there are two battery powered, it's like it's a light switch, but it's got light around it. They take 3 AAA batteries. They give off quite a bit of light. But because I don't need to have a light on in here much, the batteries should last. Obviously a little bit if I'm filming, but I don't really need it on apart from that. So we'll see how it goes. It's only cable tied with a drawing pin through it to attach it. I need to bring my tools down so that I can maybe put a couple of screws in, and then it's got a little, you know, the hole with the line in it, so that I can hook them on like that. Well, we'll see. So here I am. It's sunny again, stopped raining, in amongst the raspberries. Now these are the summer fruiting raspberries, so I have to cut out the old canes, the ones that fruited this year, and leave the new growth which will fruit next year. Let me show you a closer look of what I mean. Now if you ignore the bindweed, let's go down to the stalks. Here we are. Now here we have a nice, relatively smooth stalk. That is this year's new growth. I will leave that there. But next to it, this is brown, so this comes out. Another way to tell if it's, let me come down here and look. If it's really spiky, it's old. You see how they got the beginnings of the spikes there, but it's a lot smoother. So spiky, cut out, smoother, keep. So all this bed was a tangled mess of bindweed and the old and the new canes. So I've just got to do this bit here, and then that will do for this bed. Well, there, that bed is done. It's not tied into the wires, but it's weeded, and I've cut out the old stems. All of that pile came out of that one bed behind me. So yeah, a great improvement. I'm not tackling the other raspberry bed today. That would be way too much work. But yeah, you get a bit of a mess sticking your head in amongst the brambles and all the canes. So yeah, good progress. Well, I've just made my first hot chocolate on the plot. And I put it in one of these insulated cups. That's nice. Now I know some of you won't even do any work on your plot without having a cup of tea or coffee. I'm just not used to it. I'm used to just a plain old bottle of water. So yeah, this is nice because it has gone grayer. Obviously there's been a bit of rain, and yeah, it's definitely turning into autumn. So I've managed to cut the sweet corn stalks up. I've tidied up a little bit out there. I poured back because a couple of the beds I've already covered over. I've poured the plastic back so that the rain can soak into the ground. I've just got to gradually, one path or one bed at a time, tidy things up, cut things back, chuck stuff in the compost. Before I know it, it will be winter. So, can you make a hot drink on your plot? Or do you take a flask down? I don't think I've even taken a flask down. I've had this plot 14-ish years. I don't think I've taken a flask down. So yeah, it's a nice novelty to have a hot drink. It's also nice and warm. So I hope you can get what you need done. I'm sat here amongst tomatoes. There are a few more that are ripe. So I'm going to pick them and take them home. Because if you leave them to fully ripen on the plant, the wildlife gets it. So look at these lovely ones. There's some here. Oh, I can see one over there that's split, probably because of the rain we've had. There's a few little ones there. Oh, look at that. There's a helicopter. But yeah, there are. Oh, I think, what is that? Is that going to be the birds pecking at them? The annoying birds. Oh well, let's pick a few ripe things. Yet more tomatoes. That's from what will be the polytunnel and the greenhouse. So I need to give in here a bit of a water, but despite me cutting it back a few days ago, it's still growing. And I still have one melon there and a second melon there. So happy days. I just pruned the leaves, and from here the tomatoes are outside. Now these tomatoes, aside from this one split a little, are like a deep red with like a green hue at the top and almost a bit stripy. So I do not think these are marmande, but I have no clue what kind of beefsteak they are unless I look back at my videos, because I don't think I've labelled them very well. It's fun keeping up with all the tomatoes. That's another load in the dehydrator and the slow cooker. This is, I think it's the third or fourth lot I've done, but it shouldn't be too much longer before the tomato season will be over. How's your tomatoes going?